one. Not only is the newest, but it is now the most expensive collector's turquoise that Jay has in his inventory. So the fact that we're bringing to you brand new, it's a first little sneak peek, this beautiful royal blue turquoise in this one-of-a-kind, talk about modern boutique, high-end, gorgeous pendant. Wow, that alone, at, you know, again, $200 would be fantastic, but you're also receiving here the beautiful fancy cut matching necklace, which is made up of black quartzite and the royal blue turquoise. And then we also have the matching drop earrings that are also brand new, and those are $142.50 today. I had to put this, like, just wanted to sneak peek this on earlier, but it's super, super limited. I know, Jay, we have Betty from Minnesota, and we're gonna say hi to her in just a second, but if you could just tell everybody real quickly about this brand new royal blue turquoise that has just been so overwhelmingly popular since you introduced it to us here, just in the last, I think, couple months, right, Jay?
Yeah, this is, look, let me tell you something, this is new, this is exclusive. Nobody has it. Right now, I can say that exclusive. We have all the material, we're getting all of it. We're only taking the really high-grade material, but this, just so you know, okay, in 44 years, and I've bought a lot of turquoise in my day, okay, I have to tell you, I've spent a lot of money on turquoise. I mean, I've literally millions and millions of dollars on buying turquoise over the past 44 years. And so I think I could say that I know turquoise pretty well. It used to be Blue Basin. The Kingman Blue Basin was the most I ever spent on turquoise rough material. It was the expensive. This is now the new champion. Okay, I cried when I wrote this check. I literally did. But here's the deal. Okay, if I can keep everybody else out of this market, if I can keep this mine exclusive, I'll do it for as long as I can do it. But if you want top grade, I'm talking as good or better than any of the best of the Sleeping Beauty.
Wow.
As good or better than any of the Blue Basin, which the reason I spent that kind of money on Blue Basin at the time, I mean, there is none of this color of material with this kind of clarity that's out there. You don't see, I want you to think about this, Lynn. Okay, you know, you can answer however you want to answer. But you used to see a lot of turquoise, remember?
Oh,
there was a lot of it, and not just on HSN. You saw it all over the market, right? You saw it on other networks. You saw it, you saw it in the stores. Everybody had it. That just all kind of went away, didn't it? And it's not because the popularity of turquoise went away. It's because they can't get the rough material.
Especially of this quality and this color. Okay, Betty, thank you for holding on. We so appreciate it. Betty, you are live on the air. Please meet Jay King. Thank you again for holding on and your patience.
Oh, you're welcome. Hi, Jay.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. I just wanted to let you know that I had bought the Redskin turquoise necklace and ring that you just showed a little earlier. And,
cool.
I love it. I'm over the moon about it. It's a little smaller beads, which is good for me. I don't like things too big. And it's just so wonderful. I can't thank you enough for making that.
Betty, you'd recommend it to anybody? Because that's one of our, again, that's a highly collectible turquoise. So for someone who's never seen that before, we take it, you'd recommend them to try it.
Oh, yes, I'd recommend it to anybody. And not only that, it's a lower price than what the new, all the new jewelry is going to be, because the silver is less expensive. So I just love it so much. And I have a couple of requests.
Okay.
I have only been watching your show for maybe 5 years, so I never saw all the different corals that you said that there were. And if you still have samples of the other colors, like the gold and the black and whatever other colors that came in, sometime I'd love for you to show it on one of your shows, because I watch every show you have.
You know, I
I'd
can do,
love to see the
I
other
can maybe
colors.
do some kind of footage or B-roll of taking it, but the only, like a lot of those corals, the black coral, the gold coral, a lot of the corals that we have, the only specimens I have left are actually my specimens that I, in my collector's case. But if you want, yeah, that might be an idea, to actually, when I do a coral project, is actually bring some of those and show the things that you can't get anymore. But yeah, you can't, like the black coral, gold coral, it's in my case. That's the only material I have.
Yeah, I understand that, but I just like to see what it looks like.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
But
Okay. One other thing. I'm a card maker.